All right, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto. And in this episode, I want to go over indicators. Now, Pinex does have some nice built-in indicators, and if we go down here, they have true range, awesome oscillator, Bollinger Bands, and normally I do leave Bollinger Bands on to see if we're trading on a downtrend, and then if we break to the uptrend, it's just easy to look at, easy to see. They have MACD. One that I've been using quite often here lately was Super Trend Indicator. Now, Super Trend is on the desktop version. It is not on the mobile version, but it's really easy to see. Okay, here, go long. Whenever it flips to red, that's normally an indication to go short. You can see here Ethereum has had quite a bit of fake outs on the 4 hour. Now, as we go down, it gets a little bit more intense with the fake outs. So use it with mixed, but it told you to go long here, and you would have been able to catch all this all the way up. So, yeah, I really do love the super trend for things like this. So, you can use this to come over here and start a grid bot whenever you see it switch from red to green. Um, that's what I normally use as a indication to start my bot. Now, I recently stopped mine to take profit whenever we were right about here. So I already locked in my profit for the day, but I could have let it keep going because we are that far outside of the green. But I chose not to get greedy. I saw this MACD was lower than this, so less volume in my opinion. So I went ahead and closed it on the way up. So to each their own as to when to do that. But one thing I want to share with you is if you haven't seen TradingView before, this is a absolutely free to use charting tool. And just come over here, create a membership. I have the free membership, so you can literally you know, stock screener, forex screener, crypto screener. So if it's tradable, you can chart it on TradingView. And I am going to leave a link to this. It's a guy who wrote some software, and this is Fu Manchu Market Cipher B and Market Cipher A. So once you click on these and you're already signed up, simply scroll down here and click add to favorites, and it'll automatically add it to your favorite list. And then come over here and we'll type in Ethereum, and we'll do Ethereum versus USDT on Binance. All right, so I'll pop this up, and let me close this chart, leave, and let's view the full featured chart. All right, so I already have these open. Let me close these so I can show you. Okay, so more than likely you're going to be on this right here. Whenever you first log in, it's going to have 0 ideas. It might put you over here in the chat room. This place is super toxic, so be careful with that. I like to come up here to watch list, and it has all your coins. If you want to add a coin, simply click there and add whatever coin you want. So now that we are here and we are looking at a 4 hour, you want to make sure to come down here and change your candles to Hakanashi candles, and then come over here to indicators, and we will select the Fu Manchu cipher B and cipher A. Now, there is a lot going on my screen right now, as you can totally see. So, how I have been using this, which I just found this a couple of days ago, and I'll leave a link to this in the description box, and I'll also leave a link to another YouTuber video. It's a YouTuber called CryptoFace, who he actually sells a cipher of his own, and I want to say it's $1,000. So this is absolutely free to use, and his video helps to break it down and make it simple to understand what all these dots and colors and everything mean. So I do recommend you watch the video. I do not recommend you give him any of your money, because this is absolutely free and does the exact same thing. So anyway, what I have been doing for the last couple of days, and it's really working well, is whenever I see a green dot, I start a robot, or I start a grid trade over here on Pionex. Now, I use this in conjunction with the super trend. So it told me right here to stay out, and right here it told me get in. So I went ahead and got in, left my bot running, and I was asleep during this portion. So it stayed running, and yeah, I was able to, like I say, catch all the way up to right here when I exited the trade and got out. So, but how I'm reading this is whenever it drops down like this and the light blue touches the dark blue, it forms a dot. Now that's saying that, okay, the bottom is in, it's safe to get in, it's safe to start a trade, start a grid bot, go long. Now you do have fake outs right here, like it did start to dip again. So if you're manually trading, you would have stopped right here, and then you see another green dot. Okay, it's safe to get back in, and you would have been able to catch all this. Now, it did throw a red dot saying we're at the top. So if you'd gotten out, that's totally fine. Or if you'd, stayed in to see if it'd continue to pump, you could have caught all that. So the farther down it is, like you can see it came all the way down to 68.9, versus this is a 44.86 over here in these numbers. So the farther down it goes, the more sell pressure there is, or the more buy pressure there is. So when it's on top, we are overbought. Like, people have bought way too much. They're expecting a dip. So here we got a red dot, and there really wasn't that much of a sell off. I mean, it did come down right here, but printed another green candle right here saying get back in. So we wrote it up a little bit, and there was a red dot right here. So you could got out. Now we're on the 4 hour. So you could have caught all of that. So it's very nice. Now you can switch it up to 15 minutes, and you can see here way deep in the green. So that's where I would have started my robot. And if you wanted to stop your bot right there, I mean, that was a very short time to leave a bot running, but profit's profit. Now, if you was manually trading that, you probably would have sold whenever it started to come down here. But there was a little green dot right here saying the bottom's in and it's going back up. Now, it really never got way high into oversold, and it never came lower than this. So you might stay in the trade because we're really not that oversold and we're not that overbought and oversold. So it's going to stay sideways. So you might have caught all this. Now, once it gets up here, I mean, that's pretty high on the overbought. And as you can see, it had a lot further to go, but it really never dipped down right here. It just stayed sideways. So I left the grid bot running and was able to take all these. And once we got up here to this red dot, it was very oversold, but I was waiting for the FOMO. I mean, to continue to push this all the way to 400. And sure enough, that did happen. Now, that could have gone way against me, and I would have been ready to stop my robot, but I just left it running. So it works very, very awesome. And I just, like I said, I'm using this in conjunction with the super trend to let me know, like, this is staying above the whole time. So I really didn't fear, it going against me, even though this over here was throwing red dots saying the top is in, get out. I never really had the panic or the fear to get out because it wasn't saying it over here. So I'm using these two in conjunction with each other, but whenever it's way down here and you get a green dot, that's perfect time to start your robot. And it's totally up to you when to stop it. But like I said, I stopped mine right in this area right here because that just seemed like a really good time to stop. So right now, I am simply waiting to see if this is going to play out and it's going to come on down. And I see a lot of red, but it's still quite far away. So I'm just staying out right now to see what happens. And if I see this start pumping again, I might start a infinity grid bot to catch the pump up. But yeah, I just want to show y'all a awesome little indicator. Now you can use this on, like I said, stocks, forex, cryptocurrencies, whatever you like. And there's a lot more to it, like all these dots up here. The yellow dots are a continuation. Red is saying, okay, it's dropping. X, a red X right here, is a continuation of the drop. And we never got a green on here, but we did down here. So that's saying, okay, now's a good time to get in. The bottom is in, it's changing course. Now you see the red dot here, so you might have gotten faked out, but if you're looking over here, you wouldn't have gotten faked out. So anyway, it's really something neat that I found, and I'm learning more about it. But I wanted to pass this along to anyone who is interested in it. And remember that the bots are absolutely free to use over here. Now, grid trading is what is best in a sideways market like we have right here. Now, the pumping market obviously would be the infinity grid, but I didn't know, and I don't think anyone knew this was coming. So I would have done better had I used the infinity grid, but profit is profit. So I'm not complaining at all that I used a regular grid to catch all this. And yeah, it was totally awesome. And I owe it all to the market cipher and the super trend. But yeah, I personally, I don't have the guts to stay in a trade very long. That's why I use robots. It takes out the emotion. So to start a grid bot and just leave it running and accumulate on all these little trades is totally awesome. Now, the Pinex fee for a trade, if you're not currently using Pinex, is 0.05%, which is the lowest I have found anywhere. And I do have videos in my YouTube channel on all these bots. Now I will be going into the smart trade and these others. I'll be making a video about those here in the upcoming days, but I really want to touch on some awesome indicators that may or may not help. And I really want to, even though I'm not going to give you financial advice on when to start a bot, I will pass this along to you and help you if you want to better yourself, if you want to research, if you want to learn how to use this. Like I said, I'll leave a link in my description, and I don't recommend you follow anything CryptoFace says because he wants to sell you this indicator setup for $1,000, but he does make a good video on how to use it. So, but until next time, I hope you give a simple grid bot a try over here on Pinex, and they do offer all the major coin pairings that are listed on Binance and Huobi, which are two of the largest exchanges in the world right now. And to be able to trade at 0.05% is absolutely insane. I am loving it. And yeah, if y'all have any questions or any concerns, just feel free to reach out to me. And until next time, keep the coffee hot and the trades even hotter.